Alright, so you guys wanted a video on the two VPO variants, and at the beginning it did not look good. I read a lot about the weapon, I tried different builds, different playstyles, but no matter what I tried, it did not go as I wanted it to. And I was about to give up. But then I finally realized what this weapon is all about. And then so, may I present to you why you should play one of the two VPO variants. And as always, we start with the modability of the weapon, and that's probably the biggest weakness already. Because, yeah, you can do pretty amazing builds with this gun, but why would you? Because modding a VPO like this is just like, I don't know, tuning is smart. I mean, you can do it, and it might get some views, but just no. Because you don't want to pay $250,000 for a weapon that is basically a budget weapon and single fire. Also, it has one of the highest recoils in the game, so even if you build it to complete meta, it will never be as good as others in terms of recoil. So I would recommend you stay away from meta builds and instead use a budget build. A rubber pad and a simple sight are enough. And furthermore, you get it backed by insurance all the time with this build, making it very cheap. Alright, let's talk about the affordability of the weapon. And I'm pretty sure, as usual, when you go into raid and you see a horse, you just ignored it. But now you have a reason to pick it up. Because two of those horses give you a VPO 136 at skill level 1. The 209 variant, on the other hand, has to be bought. And the prices at first sight are heavy. 30,000 for one of those guns, but don't forget the insurance. This is one of those weapons that nobody will pick up, so you get it back almost every single time. Maybe they take the site, but that's about it. That's another reason, by the way, why modding it as a budget gun is advantageous. But now we come to the spicy part about this weapon, and that's the ammo. Because the 366 AP has a whopping 90 flash damage while still able to penetrate level 4 straight away. In comparison, the 762 variant has also higher flash damage with 58 and also able to penetrate level 4 straight away and even level 5 with some luck. And in comparison, the M4 ammo here with 46, 45 pretty balanced, so the other bullets do really a ton of damage. And as you know, our 4X has only 85 HP. This means that the AP366 can one-shot to the 4X if you're wearing a level 4 body armor. Let that sink in. One shot to the 4X with a budget gun. And even if you hit, for example, the leg or the arm, that thing is completely gone and it takes a lot of damage to the other parts. With the VEPR KM variant, it's not as much damage, but still a lot. So you need a couple more bullets, but BP also hurts like a truck. Therefore, the weapon has a lot less recoil, so it's much easier to control. So it's for you to decide what you prefer: more damage but higher recoil, or a bit less damage but therefore it's much easier to control. And both guns can absolutely shred. Now the AP ammunition can be crafted in the hideout on the workbench level 2. The BP is not available until high level traders, but you can find a lot of those bullets in raid. Now what about close range potential? It suffers the same problem as all single fire weapons. You have to smash your mouse. But in comparison to others, it deals a ton of damage, insane amount of flash damage. So even if you're not that accurate and hit the arm a couple of times or whatever, he will drop to the ground if you just hit something. Of course, a clean shot is always nice to the head or the 4X because again, it has one shot potential, so even a trooper vest won't save you from this gun. On the other hand, the 762 variant, so the 136, again, it's easier to control, but therefore you have to land a couple more hits. But you can really feel the difference in recoil. It's much easier to land shots with this gun. Which again means it's easier to land a double 4x hit or a headshot. And just a couple of well-placed bullets with this gun can make you very rich. And who would say no to this beautiful M4 right here, right? And what about range fights or shots? Well, the gun can handle it pretty well. The problem isn't the weapon or the ammunition, the problem here is the scope. Because when you compare it, for example, to an LP SKS or most AK variants, you can use, for example, a PSO and just mount it. It's available for 10,000. But for VPO, it doesn't work. So you have to resort to bigger scopes, and those are very expensive, which kind of defeats the purpose of a budget gun. But of course, if you expect the insurance return and maybe you just have to replace the scope, then it could potentially work. Of course, the budget scope would be the Pilot, but for that's so bad. I mean, look at the field of view that you have compared to just a PSO from an SKS. I mean, that's a clear winner here. We don't have to argue about that, right? So in conclusion, I think the VPO, both variants, are amazing budget guns, but they're budget guns. You don't want to mod them excessively, because as shown before, and you also look for a replacement in raid. So that's something you go in, and if you kill a sweaty guy, you pick his stuff and you're happy about it. You don't play your VPO to the end. And the weapon is amazing at enabling exactly that, to get you a nice juicy PMC kill. Potentially one shot to the 4x again, that's amazing. A lot of flash damage, very good penetration, but the 366 has therefore a lot of recoil. I've seen a lot of videos, but most of them are just clickbait, like, oh, 366 OP, and yeah, you also have to talk about the downsides, so otherwise it's just clickbait, right? And if you can't decide which variant to pick, basically the 762 variant, so the 136, is more like a surgical tool, less recoil, but you have to hit the 4x, for example, twice to kill an enemy. While the 366 variant, so the 209, is more of a bomb that you just throw in and whatever gets hit is probably dead. And the one-shot feeling is just amazing. And that's about it for the video. If you enjoyed, as always, smash the thumbs up. Tell me in the comment section if you have any tips or what your experience with the gun is. Subscribe for more. Join our Discord if you need help with anything or you just want to talk about the game. And then I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.